Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and today we are going to be talking about Blake Corum in this player series. Before we dive into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at JK Bogan. Let's get started. So, Blake Corum, okay? We talked about Kyren Williams in the last video. Why I think that people are really sleeping on him. If he's not the most underrated player in the league, he's one of them. Since Blake Corum was drafted, it seems like everyone wants to kind of push Kyren Williams out of the number one spot. Now, I say this, temper expectations on that, but understand what I'm saying here, because I am not at all saying Blake Corum doesn't have what it takes to be a starting running back in the NFL. And I am not at all saying that Blake Corum can't have success for his rookie year, even if Kyren Williams is doing his thing. What I am saying, and this is an important thing here, is that Blake Corum has not played an NFL down yet, okay? So to assume he's going to do all these things is truly unfair to him. It's unfair to Kyren Williams. So, look, let's talk about this, because his career, almost 4,000 rushing yards, 5.5 yards per carry at Michigan. This is somebody that had 58 rushing touchdowns. 27 of them came in his last year, 18 in the previous year. And, he could catch the ball a little bit. Wasn't used a ton in that realm. Only 58 receptions, or 56 receptions for 411 yards and 3 touchdowns. But this is somebody that, finds the end zone, has a nose for the end zone, nose for the pylon, all that. So does Kyren. So these two are really going to help each other out. When I look at Blake Corum, who they drafted in the 3rd round this year, I look at a guy who immediately is not just a backup. He is a plus backup. He is somebody that could start in this league and very well could end up having a very good season. And I could see the Rams and understand this comparison doesn't necessarily mean athleticism included, anything like that, because there is nobody in the Rams running back room that is Jahmyr Gibbs and what the, athleticism dictates. But Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, the different things that they're able to do, kind of complementing each other. I see that with Kyren Williams and Blake Corum. They're very similar style. Corum is faster. People always say this. He's faster, stronger, younger. He's going to take over Kyren. But I don't look at it like that. I look at it like Kyren is the second best running back going into this year, okay, in the league, only behind Christian McCaffrey. We saw it last year. He's great in pass pro. That's something that's important. He needs to work on his receiving, and he needs to stay healthy, which a lot of his injuries have been very fluky, to be fair. And he wasn't hurt at all, really, at Notre Dame. So keep that in mind. Blake Corum has had injury issues in college, so that is something to keep in mind. But Blake Corum, faster. He is stronger. Is he better in pass pro? I would say no, but I think he's solid. And he could be a better receiving back. These two can coexist. These two can both exist. They can both work on the field, and they can both help the Rams, in their quest to win another Super Bowl. So, what do I make of Blake Corum? Blake Corum is going to be very good. I think he's going to be a very good running back. I think he is going to translate to the NFL almost instantaneously. I don't know if you heard the thumping right there. Sorry, the people living above me are really inconsiderate, so there is that. But the reality here is that Blake Corum, he can break tackles, he can make guys miss, he's elusive, and he has a lot of success at the highest, basically the highest tier of program that you could have in college football right now. Michigan, they won it all. So I think Corum comes into this year as the RB2. I think he's going to have a really fun preseason, but he might not even play that much because I think the Rams already know what they have in him. Sean McVay mentioned him as one of the guys that have been a standout in OTAs. And what's really fascinating to me with Corum is that he's kind of going and following along the same line that Puka Nacua did last year. When Cooper Kupp went down with an injury, okay, and he was going to miss all of August, Puka Nacua got reps that he otherwise would not have had. And now we're kind of seeing it again. Kyren Williams not going to be back until training camp. So OTAs and minicamp it was really Blake Corum. Corum's the number one guy. Yes, they have Ronnie Rivers. Yes, they have Zach Evans. Yes, they have Boston Scott. But Corum is going to be number 2. I think he instantly jumped all the way up to number 2 on the depth chart the moment they drafted him. And I think he's already proving that. So that's a fascinating thing because we saw what Puka Nacua did with those reps and how it really kind of made him stronger, it made him better. What will Blake Corum do with these extra reps? We'll see. But I'll say this, 2024, the Rams are going to run the football and they're going to have success doing so. They have an offensive line built for it, going out, moving Steve Avila to center, going out and getting Jonah Jackson, bringing back Kevin Dotson, securing Alec Jackson's return. They also have Joe Noteboom as the 6th man there. They added KT Leviston, Bo Limmer. They have Warren McClendon from last year's draft. They have a lot of depth. This is a team that's going to be able to run the football whenever they really want. And I'm really excited about that. Now, with Corum, with Kyren, these two are also going to play off each other, okay? Kyren is going to wear teams down. Then you bring in Blake Corum. He's going to do the same damn thing. They're very similar. Obviously, Corum has a little bit more speed to him, but they're very similar in that aspect. So the idea that the Rams don't have to keep Kyren Williams on the field for 98% of the snaps just to have their offense work is actually a blessing. See, everyone focuses so much on the competition aspect of it. And you have a lot of the fantasy football nerds and the draft nerds that are like, well, we love Blake Corum and Corum's going to be great and screw Kyren Williams and all that because I didn't like Kyren Williams in the draft. Like, stuff like that. We talked about in the last video. But Corum existing allows the Rams to run their offense when Kyren Williams is off the field. Yes, you can run the offense. You can call the same plays that you called when Kyren Williams was on the field with Ronnie Rivers or with Zach Evans. But as far as running the offense, actually executing what you need to execute, okay, now we're talking about a guy in Blake Corum that's going to be able to do that. He's going to have success doing that. So that is a really exciting thing to witness. And I'm very stoked to watch this whole thing and how it comes together because I think this is going to be a two-headed backfield. A comparison, like I said, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery kind of, but they're both very similar. So I think in that aspect, it would be kind of difficult because like Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams were kind of similar, I guess. So you could say something like that. Maybe Todd Gurley, Darrell Henderson. There are different comparisons there. I mean, like you could, like technically speaking, Jahmyr Gibbs, kind of the slasher, the speedy guy, breakneck speed. Montgomery, breakneck power. I don't know if you could say that, obviously the aspect of that is there, but they're not quite those guys. And they're not Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon because, they're very similar. It's not like one guy is 6'2" and weighs 250 pounds. And if you hit his quad, you're going to break your neck, like an AJ Dillon, and then being able to go with the speedier guy and Aaron Jones. I think Kyren and Blake Corum are very, very similar. And they're both very talented, and I think it's just going to be almost copy and paste. And that is no knock on Kyren, and it's no knock on Blake Corum. It just goes to show you that, if anything, it shows more about Kyren than people are, realizing, because now you go out, you get Corum, who does all the same things, and it's basically giving you like the idea that, okay, I really am the straw that stirs the drink. I run this offense. I am the engine to the offense. I said it all year. Kyren Williams is the engine to this offense. And he really was. When Kyren Williams was not on the field, this offense struggles. So, Kyren Williams, if he does miss time, which will suck, it won't suck nearly as much as it did last year because Blake Corum will be ready to pick up the pace. And the good thing is, Blake Corum running, Michigan's more of a pro style. I think he's going to be very comfortable, running in this offense. I think the gap scheme works really well with his, just his overall skill set. And I'm just really excited to see the development. So instead of competing, instead of throwing them together, let's just look at the fact that there is a possibility Kyron's going to go over 1,000 yards. I do believe that. But Blake Corum could have 600, 700 rushing yards in his rookie year and just be getting started. So really excited for that. I think one thing I really want to see with Corum, can he add an element in the passing game that isn't otherwise in this offense right now? Kyron Williams hasn't been the pass catcher I've wanted him to be. He's had some drops. To be fair, Matthew Stafford has overthrown him. He's had some bad balls as well. But if Blake Corum could be that receiving back in addition to what he does, then Kyron and him are just going to be thunder and lightning. And I'm really excited for that. So that's what I have for you guys. My 2024 thoughts on Blake Corum, my preview for him, is that he is going to be a very key contributor, an X factor. I don't think he's going to start unless Kyron goes down, God forbid. But he is going to be very vital for this offense. And it's one of the reasons why subtly the Rams didn't go out and get some, big time receiver in the draft, but they went out and got a running back who is going to be a huge dynamic weapon for this offense. So, in conclusion, I'm very bullish on Blake Corum, his long-term future with the Rams. Unfortunately, if we're talking business, there's no guarantee Kyron Williams is coming back because running back market, you don't know. These guys don't have a long shelf life, so they could tag him. They could bring him back on a one-year deal. I don't know what's going to happen. I really have no idea. It's dependent on Kyron's health, but he's probably going to make a lot of money. And if, God forbid, they can't bring him back, Blake Corum can be that starting running back for a couple of years before they have to make a decision there. So third round, we've seen some good third round running backs. I think this is another good one. I think the Rams made a really nice decision going after him. And I'm really excited to see him run for the Rams. So we'll see what ends up happening. We'll see how his development goes. But I'm very high on Blake Corum translating the NFL. I just think we need to pump the brakes a little bit before we just automatically place a guy who's never taken an NFL snap as the main running back over a guy who just was the second best running back in the National Football League. That's just my take. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to check out all my social media. Again, anyone who wants kind of behind the scenes look at my life, because I know a lot of people are interested. I get that all the time. Hey, why don't you post this, this, and this? Whatever. Check me out on Instagram at JKBogan. Really appreciate you guys. I will see you guys soon. Until the next video, you guys take care. Later, folks. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.